My name is Nora. I am 33 years old, and I am a mother of 3 bright, curious girls, Emma, Grace, and little Luna. They are my sunrise and my sunset, my heartbeat in every moment. Without them, I would be lost. Life hasn't been gentle. My own mother passed away when I was just a teenager, and ever since, I've carried her absence like a quiet ache in my chest. 2 years ago, when Luna was only 6 months old, my husband left without a word. No phone calls, no letters. He vanished, as if our family had never existed. Since then, I have been alone. No relatives to lean on, no safety net beneath me. We live in a modest apartment on Cedar Lane in Willow Creek. It's small and worn, but it's ours. Every month, I scrape together rent by working as a cleaning lady, choosing my own jobs, buying my own supplies, hauling buckets and mops from home to home. I scrub floors, polish windows, disinfect kitchens. Some clients thank me with smiles, others stiff-arm me and refuse to pay. But I don't stop. I mustn't. Often, I finish a long day at dusk and hurry home, heart pounding with fatigue. Emma holds my hand, whispering, "Mama, tell me a story." Grace hums next to me, trying to lighten the mood. Luna tugs at my coat, shivering in the cold air. "I'm cold, Mama," she says, her small teeth chattering. I wrap them in my scarf and hug them close. Almost there, I promise. The streetlights flicker, making long shadows on the icy pavement. My teeth chatter, my bones ache. But I push on, because I have no other choice. Then, an instant of bright headlights, a screech of tires, and a violent jolt. My world tilted. Pain exploded in my side. Emma's scream cut through the roar. And then, darkness. When I came to, I felt the sterile chill of a hospital room and the beep-beep of machines. My head felt as if 1,000 weights sat upon it. My side throbbed with every breath. I tried to call for Emma, Grace, Luna, but my voice was gone. A kind nurse placed a gentle hand on mine. "Mama," I croaked. "My girls, where are they?" She smiled with soft eyes. "They're here. Safe." Tears spilled down my cheeks. Moments later, the door burst open, and there they were. 3 little faces, their eyes wide with fright and relief. They crawled onto my bed, pressing close, their arms locking me inside a fortress of love. But the doctor who followed bore heavy news. I had multiple fractures in my leg and ribs. Surgery was necessary, and a long recovery. My heart sank. I needed every dollar I could earn to keep our home and feed my daughters. And worse, all my cleaning supplies, borrowed from a friend, were crushed in the crash. I'd also backed into an expensive storefront window in the chaos. The store owner demanded $20,000, money I simply didn't have. That night, depression crept in like a cold fog. I hugged my daughters tightly as they slept, tears soaking their pajamas. I whispered apologies to the ceiling, to my mother's memory, to the unseen world that seemed so indifferent to our suffering. The next morning, something astonishing happened. A local blogger who'd witnessed the accident posted our story online, along with photos of my injured leg and my girls' frightened faces. Within hours, messages poured in. Small donations, notes of encouragement, offers of clothing and food. The kindness of strangers wrapped us in warmth. Then I received an unexpected phone call. A calm, deep voice said, "Nora, your daughters, and you deserve more than worry. Let me help." My heart hammered. "Who are you?" I whispered. "You'll see soon," he replied, before hanging up. 2 days later, a small caravan of cars arrived at the hospital. Volunteers from a neighborhood community center filed in bearing flowers, blankets, and warm meals. At their head was the voice on the phone, a gentleman named Marcus, whose eyes held both strength and kindness. He knelt beside me, took my hand, and said, "I've been where you are. Let me stand with you now." I learned that Marcus had once been a single father struggling to keep his own small bakery afloat. Someone had helped him in his darkest hour, and he vowed to pay it forward. He'd founded a local charity that supported mothers in crisis, like me. By the time I left the hospital, my medical bills had been covered. My daughters and I moved into a bright 2-bedroom townhome provided by Marcus's organization. It was our first true home, a place where morning sunlight streamed through new curtains and laughter echoed off painted walls. One afternoon, Marcus sat with me and asked, "What dream have you buried under all this hardship?" I thought of the old family recipe book my mother once wrote in, filled with bread and pastry secrets. "I've always wanted to bake," I admitted. "I dreamed of a little bakery where people could taste a mother's love." Marcus's eyes lit up. "Then let's do it." With his help, I enrolled in a weekend baking course. Slowly, I learned to measure, knead, and frost. Emma, Grace, and Luna donned little aprons and were my eager helpers, rolling dough and sprinkling sugar. Months later, our bakery, Mother's Hearth, opened its doors. The scent of warm bread and sweet pastries drew neighbors in. Marcus served as our first customer, his proud smile brighter than any marquee sign. Each loaf I pull from the oven carries my mother's memory, my daughter's laughter, and the promise that kindness transforms lives. Today, I stand behind the counter, 3 little girls tumbling around my feet. I look at them and whisper, "We made it." And I believe it, with every beat of my heart, with every crumb of bread that warms someone else's soul. Thank you for listening to my story. No matter how heavy life's storm, remember, a single act of kindness can light the darkest night, and hope, once found, can build dreams stronger than any storm.